Okay, so once you're back to your professional page, you see across the top here, summary, personal education, employment. The next thing that you're going to need to do is come into here and click My PD. And if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see all the professional development courses that you have taken through places like Better Kid Care, maybe in-person trainings. They'll all be here. So what you need to look for here is the date of completion. So if you look, in 2023, I have taken 3 courses. I have a 10 credit course, a 2 credit course, and a 4.5-hour course. I'm going to double check this, but I believe that we need to have 12 credits unless that has changed. So you need to make sure when you're in here that you have 12 credits that are not going to expire before October. So I took this on January 13th, which means this course the credits for this course are valid until January 13th of 2024. These are valid until January 24th, 2024, and these are valid until May of 2024. So right now, because I have 16.5 hours of credits, my credits are current and I do not need to take anything else. So that is something else you need to check. If you don't have enough valid credits, then you need to get on to Better Kid Care and log in. And again, when you go there, there are a ton of different courses that relate to everything from behavior management to cooking with kids to getting them moving, outside play ideas, you name it, you can find it there. You can select ones that are relevant to you or that you're interested in. You complete them on Better Kid Care, and as long as your Better Kid Care is tied to your PD registry with your registry ID number, then they will automatically transfer over to this PD registry. So the next thing that you need to do is to come into this tab, PD Self-Assessment. Once you click on that, you'll see the Big Ideas framework. This is where we're going to go in and evaluate your current knowledge level on a whole variety of different topics. You could see there are 2 different tabs down here, one for administrators, one for early childhood educators. You can see in mine, since I'm an administrator, I have not completed this one. I've done the administrator tab. But for today, I will show you, and I will go through this process so you can see what it looks like for early childhood educators. So if you've never done this before, yours will also say no assessments taken. If you have done this before, it will show like mine does up here, which says last assessment taken in September of 2022. So that means my assessment will expire this coming September, which is before our STARS renewal, so I will have to go in and redo this, and I'll show you that in a minute. So you come in and you click, and it opens up the assessment. So there are all these standard areas down here and breaks them up by different topics, and what you need to do to update your plan or to complete your plan for the first time is to click the start button on the side here. You will read and reflect on what's said here, and you're going to assess your knowledge. So this topic is essential questions for discussing. To what degree do I understand the developmental period of early childhood from birth through age 8 within bilingual, multilingual development? So you have to think about that question. Are you just beginning your knowledge in this area? Do you know this knowledge and are you able to implement it within your classroom? Do you know it so well that you can analyze or evaluate this content? And further, are you so strong in this area that you are confident that you can teach and instruct others on this content? So for each question, you're going to go through and read that and assess where you think you fall. There are no right or wrong answers. So I'm just going to go through and click just to show you how this works. And then once you finish that set of questions, you then have to click Submit Assessment. And then after you've clicked Submit, then you close that since that section is complete. And I know it's now complete because this little box popped up where I can review my answers. I'm going to do that same thing for each section. You read it, you decide where you fall on that. You can click what you're comfortable with, click Submit Assessment, and then Close Assessment. So you're going to do that for all of these. And I'm just going to rush through because at the end, I want to make sure that you guys understand how to finish it out, because I do believe that if you don't finish it correctly, it will not submit. So let's check it out. Please take your time and really think about these, because these questions are going to help you or can help you decide what you might want to learn more about in the coming year. You're free to pick whatever you would like to learn about in Better Kid Care. So, picking topics that are interesting and relevant to you is important, and you can decide after taking this assessment, if you really take your time, you can say, you know what, I really don't know all that much about X, Y, or Z. Let me see if I can find a training in Better Kid Care that can help me understand that a little bit better. Okay, so once I have completed all these sections, I then have a green little calendar and information pop up here that shows today's date that lets me know that this is now complete. So I know that my professional development self-assessment was completed on 7/25/23, and it is now valid for 1 year from this date. So let me show you now, if you've already done this before, you can go back in to get this date to update and be current. I have to go back in and retake every single section. And in the same manner, I will read each question. I will decide where I fall on that. When I'm finished, click Submit Assessment. And once I've done that for all these sections, then this date will update to the date that I completed, which would be today. And then I know that this assessment is valid for 1 more year. And that is all that you need to do in the PD registry. There is one last thing I would like for you to take a look at before we end here. So on this landing page here, this is your PD registry ID number. This number is what you need to put into Better Kid Care so that when you take a course on Better Kid Care, it connects the Better Kid Care account to this account, and then your credits will transfer once they are complete. It does usually take a couple days, so if you are taking a course and you complete it and you paid the $5 and you get the certificate, it is important to print the certificate, even though it will eventually transfer over to here, because sometimes it does take a while. And if we're trying to evaluate if you have enough credits or not, when I run my reports, sometimes it will not show those Better Kid Care courses right away. So it's always good to print them. You can give them to Lauren or Lexi and they will put them in your file, just in case this takes a little bit of time to transfer over. So that is everything that you need to do in the registry. We will be sending an email of who needs what. And if you have any questions, please reach out to myself or Lauren or Lexi. Thank you so much.